I get asked this question probably 5 times a week. Is now a good time to buy? Is now a good time to sell? And the honest answer is nobody can tell you the exact bottom or the exact top of the market. Not me, not a chart, not a headline. Then I get when would be a good time. I'm sorry, I don't have a crystal ball. I wish I did. But here's what I can tell you. There is a right time for you based on what's actually happening in Phoenix right now and based on your own life. No fear mongering, no hype, just real numbers and framework to help you decide. Hi, everyone. I'm Surrie Atkins. I am a real estate agent with eXp Realty serving North Phoenix, which includes Glendale, Peoria, Scottsdale, Cave Creek, and Carefree. Before we get into it, I have a free seller net sheet and home evaluation tool linked in the description below. If you want real numbers on your own place, go ahead and use those tools in the description. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the material today. Let's start with where we are actually at right now, because a lot of what you hear online is either from a year ago or from a totally different market. Inventory first. So active listings across Phoenix Metro are up somewhere in the range of 15 to 20% compared to this time last year. So yes, that is a real shift. For buyers actually have options this year. On prices, the median sell price in the Phoenix metro area is sitting right around $458,000, which is basically flat year over year. Most forecasts for the rest of the year for 2026 are calling for modest appreciation somewhere in the 2 to 4% range. Days on market, homes are taking on average of about 56 days to sell right now. And one more number that matters. Homes are selling for about 97% of list price on average. And more than a quarter of active listings have been taken or taken at least one price reduction. So the honest read on Phoenix right now is we're at a balanced to buyer leaning market, not a crash, not a frenzy, somewhere in between, which is healthy for both sides to negotiate from. So for my buyers out there, here's what today's market actually means for you. First, rates. 30-year fixed mortgage rates are hovering around 6.5%. Again, you don't marry your rates, you marry your house. If rates come down, you can finance later. Focus on what payments you can comfortably afford today. Second, leverage with inventory. It's up 15 to 20%. You have room to negotiate. Rate buy downs, closing costs, repairs, and inspections. 2 years ago, none of that was on the table. Today, it is often. You just need to ask. Third, season. Spring, April through May is when most of the inventory hits and competition is the highest. Fall and winter bring more motivated sellers and less competition. Summer here stays pretty active too. It does slow a little bit because families move right before the school year. So for my buyers, the right time isn't about guessing the bottom of the market. It's about whether the payment works for your budget today and whether using the leverage that's currently available to you. Now, for my sellers, if you're on the selling side, timing looks a little different. Homes listed in April tend to sell the fastest in Phoenix. We're about 45 days on average. If you're thinking about listing, March through June is historically the strongest stretch. Don't count out summer though. Phoenix has a unique rhythm. We have snowbirds, relocation, and families racing to close before school starts. So keep summer busier here than a lot of other markets. But it does slow just a smidge because of the heat and vacations. December is generally the slowest month. Holidays actually usually starts in November through December. So pricing strategy matters more than almost anything else right now. And I feel like I've talked about this a ton in a lot of my videos, with over a quarter of the listings taking price cuts. A lot of sellers are still pricing based on what their neighbor got 2 years ago instead of what the market will actually bear today. A home priced correctly from day one gets more showings, more urgency, and often a better final price than the one that sits and gets chased down with cuts. The market will still reward you if your home is priced right and if it shows well and it's marketed properly. It's just not going to the market is not going to reward overpricing the way it did a few years ago. We're not in the 2021 and 22 anymore. Here's the part I actually think that matters the most. Most people don't buy or sell because of a chart. They buy or sell because of a job relocation, a growing family, a divorce, a new baby, they're downsizing after the kids have moved out, or because their current home just doesn't fit their lifestyle anymore. I call this life timing, and it usually outweighs market timing. If your job requires you to move, the market being slightly buyer favored or slightly seller favored doesn't change the fact that you need to move. That doesn't mean market conditions don't matter. They obviously affect your strategy, your pricing, your negotiation position. But ask yourself, is my life ready for this move? If the answer is yes, the question then becomes, how do I make the smartest move in today's market? Not, should I wait for a better market? That's the shift I want you to make. Stop trying to make the market perfect and start asking whether the timing is right for your life. So just a quick recap. Inventory is up. Prices are basically flat with a modest growth expected. Homes are taking a bit longer to sell, and we've landed in a generally balanced market. For buyers, that means more selection and more leverage. For sellers, that means pricing matters more than ever. And underneath of it all, your life timing usually matters more than market timing. If this was helpful, go ahead and hit subscribe. I put out new videos breaking down exactly what's happening in the Phoenix market. And if you're ready to talk about your specific situation, I have a few easy ways to reach out. You can call or text me directly, or you can book a time on my calendar. That information is in the descriptions, or if you want to run your own numbers, you can grab a free seller net sheet and a home evaluation sheet. They are also in the description below. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you on the next video.